Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're gonna be talking about 5 epics you really need to know about. And this might not help you right now, but you're definitely gonna be faking me later if you actually keep these epics and maybe even empower them. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be great. And don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday, where I do free and paid account takeovers. If you want to support the channel for free, you can download Raid from my premium download link and start Raid the right way with 4 amazing champions as soon as you start, and you're also gonna have 48 hours to use the promo code section for one of these amazing champions. Ezio is still up for grabs if you log in for 7 days, and he is by far one of the most amazing free champions we've ever seen. So start Raid the right way and support the channel for free. But now, let's get into the video. Okay, so what are these underrated epics we are going to be talking about that people might actually look over? The reason why some epics are super important right now is none other than Cursed City. With Cursed City, we have a lot of restricted content action going around, and you really should be doing everything you possibly can to progress as far as you can into this piece of content. And truth be told, you're not going to be progressing too further away if you don't have a good amount of champions. But honestly, even if you have a stacked roster like me, you're still going to be suffering big time if you haven't saved some really important epic champions. Like, I'm not kidding, look at how much champions I have right now, and I still am not always 100% clearing Sintranos. Well, nowadays maybe I am, but it really did take a lot of work and a lot of preparation and a lot of leveling of champions you normally would not level. A great example of a champion I didn't have in my roster and I didn't level for quite a while is this guy. This guy right here really doesn't spark too much joy when you read his kit. Like, look at this, looks like a freaking rare, attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 10% chance of 5% poison, wow, removes all debuffs from a target ally and heals them by 40%, and the really important part, places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns, and also heals them by 20% of their max HP. Really doesn't sound amazing, right? Wrong. It actually is amazing, and the reason behind that is this guy would be one of the only ways you are actually gonna be able to clear this bad boy right here. One of the Sintranos rotations is actually severely limited. Like, there's literally not a single more than 2 attacks on the A1 champion. There's no ally attack champions almost. I think it was just Krila as an ally champion, and I literally don't even have her. And yeah, it is very funky level to be passing if you don't have the right champions, and this guy is definitely one of the right champions. And the reason behind that is what you could do is actually give this man a blessing, this thing right here, faultless defense. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally under an increased defense buff placed by this champion, reflects a portion of the damage back to the attacker. This is super powerful because basically this guy is going to be doing 4 ticks of damage on the shield of the Fire Knight, and that way you're actually going to be able to go through that shield and actually start dealing some damage. So as soon as you get yourself a Steel Skull, make sure to give him at least 1 star blessing, and that is going to be enough for you to actually be able to pass this thing once it comes. For me, I have no idea why I have him on Miracle here right now. I literally don't know. Like, so far I haven't passed that level with this guy, but that rotation hasn't happened for me yet after I got the preparations done. But yeah, you gotta have faultless defense, so you're gonna be able to actually pass that thing a little bit easier. While we're on that subject, another champion that comes down into that rotation would be this guy. I finally leveled myself both the Rancid, and this guy is actually kind of decent altogether. Like, he is a decent damage dealer. He has a 2 attack hitter on his A1. On the A2 he attacks everybody and also increases duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, which is kind of cool. And also on the A1 he also has heal reduction, which is extremely important against Fire Knights, because in Cursed City you can't really go through killing the Fire Knight in a single swoop. He is going to be taking turns, so with heal reduction on, at least he's not going to be healing. He also places increased accuracy buff on all allies, which kind of helps, so you can actually not have to worry about accuracy too much. But yeah, all around what I'm trying to say is, if you have yourself a Bolf, do yourself a favor, do not feed him. Like, feeding epics is a very big no-no unless it's that freaking white bear or whatever. But yeah, feeding epics in this economy, really bad idea. You always want to have at least 1 epic of each, at least in your vault. Don't level them instantly if you don't need them right now, but definitely do yourself a favor and save every single epic you have on your account. Throw them in the vault, buy yourself a little bit of extra space on the reserve vault at least. Those are a little bit cheaper than the regular one. It still starts becoming a little bit expensive at the end, but look at this, I'm at 770 and it still only costs 4 mil, whereas on this one, if I want to increase from 460 to 470, that's 20 freaking mil, which is definitely no joke. But yeah, this guy definitely should be helping you out as well, so make sure to have yourself a copy of him, maybe even start empowering him if you get yourself extra copies, that kind of stuff. Just want to point something out before that though, like, do not start empowering champions unless you have already filled up your faction guardians. You want everybody to be at a tenner. Same goes for rares, by the way. Try to fill up these before you start wasting rares for food. It's definitely much better to have all of these extra stats on your champions from each faction, because with faction wars card, with restricted content, with all of that nonsense, you definitely want to give yourself as much advantage as you possibly could. So yeah, don't go around empowering champions before you're ready with your faction guardians. Another champion that really helped me pass some stages in here would be this guy, Tyrell. He's really nothing to write home about, but he does have decreased defense AoE, which really helps your nukers actually get their point across. So a Tyrell would definitely be a nice champion to have. He's actually a pretty okay champion altogether. You can be bringing him in things like clan boss and such if you're early on, but right now we're talking about a little bit more end game piece of content, not just early game progression. But for my account, this guy was a level 40 for the longest time, but I finally pulled the trigger on him, made him 60, and with that decreased defense, it really makes going through waves a lot easier. So again, not a bad champion to be having. Even at 50, he's probably gonna get the job done, but you are gonna reach a time where level 16 champions really isn't that big a deal. Another extremely important champion you really need to save on your account would be Kaiden. To be fair, Kaiden does sound like an okay champion to begin with, but he is super top tier when it comes down to Sintranos, because he is gonna be your reviver on one of the hardest stages ever, which would be against double Taurus and a Marichka. This is not currently the rotation. Last rotation this guy was absolute MVP, but yeah, you really need to have this guy on your account so he can actually be picking up your team back once they fall, and they will be falling hard. Other than the 2 revives, he also does bring attack all enemies and decrease attack, which is not the worst thing in the world, and his A1 also has a mediocre chance of provoking, but a chance nonetheless. One of my clanmates, who is actually super stacked in the game, cannot pass this level solely because his account refuses to pull a freaking Kaiden, and yeah, that is definitely a very big no-no. Not being able to clear entire Sintranos after so many years in the game, it really does go to show how hard you need to be preparing for Sintranos if you really want to be clearing it on a month-to-month basis. And the last champion on the list, it's not so much for Sintranos if I gotta be honest, but it is again a champion that not many people talk about, but they really should. And this is none other than Kenagashi, which again is a reviver. And the reason why she's so important as a reviver is she is from the Shadowkin, so here we're more concentrating on faction wars hard, but she is definitely gonna have her moments in Sintranos as well. So again, Kenagashi could be absolutely huge for any account. She only revives a single ally, but an ally nonetheless. So do yourself a favor, do not skip on Kenagashi, always hold on to her, at least in your vault, and at some point she will be very helpful. She also has a little bit of an ally attack, really nothing to write home about, but again, being able to revive really is her selling point. So yeah guys, this whole video was about epics that really need to be in your collection. Like I said, it would be a good idea for you to never feed all of your copies of a single epic. Always try to have yourself at least 1 copy of every single epic, because with the way the game is going, we're gonna have more and more restricted content here and there, so even if a champion doesn't make any sense now, it might in the future. Another thing that is really important to mention here, I've already talked about it in other videos, but if you really want to be progressing in Sintranos, what you need to do is have yourself a bunch of good global presets, guys. Like, you gotta understand right now, the game is played by having yourself good team presets. Right now, I have no good gear on either of these champions, but what I could do is just go through each of them, go to filters, go to preset manager, and go to global presets, guys. Like, look at this, I have 46 decent global presets right now, and what I can do is literally just pick apart all of my best champions, grab their gear, pass the level, and just re-equip everything back on everybody. This is something you need to be comfortable with. Here's an HP, both. I can just do this, go to my collection, global presets, and pick myself a good HP nuker build, put my best gear on all of my mediocre champions, and just get that content done and don't look back. And this is literally what I do for every single stage where I don't already have a decked out champion ready for whatever, and you should too. Like, literally equipping my epics in 400 plus speed, my epic nukers with 300 plus crit damage and so on and so forth, and this is how content like this gets passed with ease. It's still gonna actually be hard, let's not pretend. Like, this level I had to reset probably over 1 hour in order to complete it, and that's with 3 legendaries in here, but still, when you see what kind of champions the first level is, you are gonna realize this ain't no joke. And if you guys remember, this is the level I was talking about where you really need to have yourself the reviver, Kaiden, because without him, this level is literally impassable, because as soon as you attack Marichka, look what happens. And boom goes the dynamite. So yeah guys, I hope this video helps you open your eyes to the potential some epics might be having on your account. Do let me know in the comments other epics you guys think should have been on this list, so we don't miss out on some hidden gems. And I hope you found the video helpful, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be awesome. Don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday for free and paid account takeovers. And also if you want to support the channel for free and start raid the right way, you can download the game through my premium download link and start with 4 amazing champions in your first week. Thanks for watching guys. I'm Cursed 5 and I'll see you in my next video or stream.